Do women have duties in our country? If so, what are their duties? If not, why don't they have duties? So do women have duties? And depending on how you answer, just tell us why.
What do you mean by duties?
Yeah. I'm like, where?
Like service or like
like a woman's
responsibilities.
Job, like a woman's job on this planet, like on this earth.
So currently,
a man is a provider and a protector. I guess that's what it is.
In the country right now, what is the woman's obligations in our country?
Right.
What duties does she have? We know that men have. So quick example, we know that men have certain duties. If men don't adhere to certain duties, then listen, this would be a third world country. We wouldn't stay afloat. Meaning that with the military, men have a duty to protect the country. If the majority of our military aren't men, well, Iran would take us over. China would take us over, physically take us over. Men have all of these. You get what I'm saying? So these are duties in our country so we can sustain our current living situation.
It is amazing how a woman can instantly answer this question. We have modernized our society to the point where our women have no idea what their role is. And I strongly feel that this is another reason why so many modern women are lost. They have no sense of responsibility. I always like to equate things like this to my own two girls, right? Every day I make sure that my girls have some sort of responsibility in the house simply because they will literally sit in their room all day like teenagers and just play on their phone and do some dumb shit. So I have responsibilities, whether it's cleaning, whether it's learning something about AI, whether it's literally just helping me or their mother with our daily task. And this is when they're not in school. And I can tell you, if they don't have that sense of responsibility, they are literally lost and bored. Now, I want you to just transform that onto a society of women who just feel that their job is to just go through life on a daily basis without any responsibility at all. They can just do whatever they want. Go to work, spend their money stupidly, have as many lovers as they want, baby daddies, government help them when they need help. All that's coming to an end now. But the point is that they don't have any national sense of responsibility or even any social sense of responsibility. They can say anything, do whatever they want, within the confines of the law. But that's it. And so, my friends, that's what we're going to discuss today. Came across this conversation here with the No Fugazi podcast and the awesome brother here, Coolio. He had 5 ladies on the panel. And so he had this video here, an excerpt from his channel. 5 women couldn't answer the simple question, and it shocked them. So that's what we're going to get into today, my friends. I'm just going to sit in on this conversation and throw in my 2 cents worth. I'm not going to do all the video, but I'm going to take most of the major parts and have a discussion because I want to be not only the fly on the wall, but I want to put in my 2 cents because I think there were some relevant issues that weren't discussed. So let's get into it. My friends, like the video on the way in. Of course, I'm going to put a link to this particular video and the No Fugazi podcast as well. You guys can go over there and support them. All right, let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's start with you. What duties do women have?
I think we all have like a duty as just humans to treat each other, treat our planet, treat, everything with respect. I don't know. I always feel like try to leave something better than you found it. And I genuinely believe if you put good out and you do good, eventually it will come back to you. So I think duty to just be a good person. I'd say, yeah.
Okay. So woman's duty is to be a good person. So that's not a duty. That's that's something that you would want all people to be. That's something that you would expect. You expect all people to be good people. We wouldn't want them to be bad people.
Oh, she's struggling. She has no clue. She has no clue what her responsibilities are to a society. She just wants to exist.
You expect all people to be good people. We wouldn't want them to be bad people. What is the woman's obligations? What are women obligated to do for this country?
She understands that as her answer. That's what she came.
But what I'm saying is, it doesn't fit as an answer. Can you
You see, this is something you guys got to note whenever you're watching these podcasts. I see it a lot. A woman feels that she needs to defend another woman when she falls flat on her face with a particular answer. This is the group think that's kicking in right now. She feels that she has given her answer. In other words, the woman was stumped, and as a collective, we have to support each other as women. So she feels that it's her duty now to come and rescue her from looking stupid. Note this, every time you watch these podcasts, watch how all the women come to each other's defense. It happens a lot when a woman gets pushed into a corner and she can't answer a question, the other woman will say, "Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question?" She interrupts the interviewer when he has cornered the other woman because she feels that if she can distract the interviewer from putting too much pressure on this woman, it will alleviate her stress. Watch it. Just a side note. Just watch how women try to rescue each other when put in a compromising position where they're looking stupid or they don't have an answer. Every single woman think that they have to defend the other.
Can you think of something that's tangible? What I'm saying? Like something tangible. Like good is feelings based. I can agree 100%. I think that all people should be good people, men and women. But I'm saying that what's tangible, what are women's duties that's tangible to do in this country? And if you don't know, you don't know. You don't have to know. Yeah.
I don't
totally fine. And then do you have an answer for this or no?
I would say to raise our children properly.
Oh, can you say that more? And you could pick it up too. Just say it again, because I honestly don't think they heard you.
I would say raise our children properly.
Okay. All right. What about you?
Unfortunately, I don't think we have an actual duty, but the thought I had in my mind was educate. That was the one thought I had, but I don't think that is expected in the way that a man is expected to protect our country. I don't necessarily feel like there's a specific duty put in place for a woman, unfortunately.
Okay. And do you think that that's a good thing?
I don't think that's a good thing.
So you think it's...
One woman that's actually reasonable in her thinking, it is not a good thing. Definitely not a good thing. But it's shocking that none of these young women understand their duty to their society. None of them. So what you're seeing here, gentlemen, is the absolute end result, the final nail in the coffin of the feminist ideal of the independent woman. This is it. This is what you're seeing right here. You're witnessing the total and utter destruction of the female identity. She has none. She has no purpose besides what she thinks, raise good children. Are any of them doing that right now? No. The evidence is there. Single motherhood is at an all-time high. Most women are doing a horrible job at raising their kids simply because they don't have the time to raise the kids while working as well. So most of the kids are raised by daycare. So they are failing significantly. And one other duty for men that Coolio's failing to mention is that men run the infrastructure of this country. Their duty is to keep that infrastructure running. It's not just the running of the military. Their duty is to keep the infrastructure running at its peak. If you want to understand how this works, watch what happens after every natural disaster occurs. Every single man comes together, cleaning the debris, chopping down the trees, and each man in his community, they all work together to restore the society. Yeah, the woman might clean out the house, their house, but men are out there cleaning up the entire community, the entire country. Men come from different parts of the country and sometimes even the world, depending on how major the disaster is, to clean up that particular country. I remember, listen, I come from the Cayman Islands. Every year there's a danger of a hurricane. When we have catastrophic hurricane, every single man comes out on the street to clean up. Was that about 6 months ago? Dubai had a catastrophic flooding. The amount of men that hit the streets to clean up this society was mind-blowing. We didn't see any women out there in the street. No.
It's a negative, bad thing.
I honestly, I don't think is a good or bad thing. I think we should have something to do. We should have the same way a man feels value because he's the protector, not just of whoever he's with, but also like consider as his country. I feel like we should have something that as a woman we should do to add to our country, to our community, to the world.
Okay. And then once again, ladies, this is a thought-provoking exercise. Maybe you never thought about a question like this. So we're going to get your thoughts on it. What about you?
I think a couple things. I think that a woman's duty on this earth, on this planet, in this country is to nurture. I feel like children, our families, our friends, to empathize with others, to be empathetic. I think another duty is to have a sense of independence and know what that's like, whether you have children or not, whether you have a man or not. So that comes with education, educating yourself, and being able to provide and have a roof over your head. So because you don't have children doesn't mean you don't need, excuse me. Because you don't have children, I feel like you should still have your own place. So like responsibilities as a duty as well.
But duty to the country, not to yourself.
Isn't it amazing how a lot of these women they talk about narcissism, solipsism, all about the selfish nature of woman is clearly displayed right here, gentlemen. The question is, what do you provide for your society? Everything she's mentioning is all about her. We should get educated. Okay. How is that going to help society? All right, you're educated. Then what do you do with that education? Oh, you make more money. For who? You. Okay. And so what? How does that help a society? So it's just painful after you watch so many of these shows and so many of these women just literally telling on themselves that you wake up and see that, man, the programming is lethal. It's toxic. It's devastating to the growth of any society, man. Whew. Hopefully Coolio will sort of explain to her that this is all about her.
I think just being a nurturer, a natural nurturer.
Okay, but how would that help the country? Like explain how being a woman, being a nurturer is for the country, if you could. If
For
you
the
could think.
USA?
Yeah. Just tie it in for me, if you can.
I can't.
Okay, fair enough. And what about you?
So I think women are designed to bring forth life. And I think that'll essentially help because we are birthing future leaders that is going to do whatever they need to do for this country. Without us, there's nobody else. Like you can't continue to have society without the woman giving birth.
But that's a double duty. Same thing for the men.
Well, yeah. But, again, you can't have one without the other.
Yeah, so it's meaning that it's null and void. So if it's for the men, so if this, say this is woman's duty, this would be the man and the woman's duty for us to reprocreate and, continue the population.
But it's the woman's duty to give birth, though.
And to nurture the child.
But
to become somebody.
Yeah. But
so the man plants the seed, but we give birth.
Yeah. So,
but you can't give the birth without the seed being planted. Something that you can do without the need of the other one.
Right. But we raise it as well.
And the thing is, I want you ladies to speak about currently too. So, what I'm saying is when we're speaking about duties here, I'm saying what's the woman's duty alone, not a duty that she participates with another man and they have a shared duty. I'm not speaking about shared duties. I'm speaking about the woman's duty. And that duty, do you know that 28% of Gen Z has been aborted? So women don't even adhere to their duty. from a general standpoint, 1 million babies are aborted per year. So you saying that, yeah, the woman duty is to, procreate and have children. A lot of women not doing that at all. That we are actually below replacement level when it comes to our population. It's supposed to be 2.1 babies per woman. Right now, we are at 1.6 babies per woman. We are below replacement level, which is why the Democrats is like, oh, let all of these immigrants in, because they know that. So what the Democrats do, the feminist movement, what they do is they propagate all of this garbage on women and indoctrination to say you can be independent, you can be a boss babe, you don't need a man, go ahead out there and trace your career rather than chase a family. And we see this playing out. This is why we are below replacement level, meaning that if it continues, we actually need immigrants. We got to bring them in. Like we actually would have to bring them in, right? This would mean that, and it wasn't this way before. You know what I'm saying? Now, obviously,
there's only two ways to actually replace a society: import immigrants, or women should incubate more babies. The women have dropped the ball on that. There's only one other choice. In most European countries right now, and including America, all of these countries are becoming more brown. What I mean by that is that more immigrants are coming in to these white majority countries and having more babies within those countries. I mean, let's look at England, right? The Middle Easterns, the Indians, the Africans, they are inundating that country, absolutely filling that country up. Soon, England not going to be a majority white country anymore. I think it's probably surpassed that now, because most of these immigrants are having 4 or 5 kids, when the white population, the so-called local people, they're well below replacement. Their birth rates are well below replacement. So what's going to happen? These countries are going to go through a significant shift, and these locals are going to be bred out of existence. It's as simple as that, because the women have fell for the whole feminist ideal and no longer want to have kids. But a lot of these countries, the liberals are still, oh, boss B, you go out there and you do your thing, girl. It's a disaster. But they can't admit that they screwed up, because that would mean that the whole system, the whole feminist system, has failed. I'll fast forward now into the interview, because he talked about feminism and how it affected the lives. Because these women have no clue, and Coolio is going to reveal to them now what they should actually provide. And I think they were just blown away by how simple it was.
Car, you want to drive my car? I'm sorry, I'm tired of being the provider. I'm not your mother. I don't have 2 kids. I have 1 child that came out of this. So I'm not going to sit here and stand for that. So I've learned from my experience. That's why y'all sitting here and y'all looking at me like, damn, she's a gold digger. Damn, she's never going to find nobody. Damn, I don't know how her niggas with her. That nigga's a simp. No, it's not that. It's that I learned from my experiences, and I told myself I'm not going to go back to that. I want a man to provide. I want a man to show me that he could maintain and he could be on my level. Because at the end of the day, I have a level too. I have investments. I have my stuff that I'm doing. That's why I'm not out here with my bag and my stuff and thinking, trying to flex, and I'm broke at home. No, I got my little, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I don't got to show and prove that to nobody. But my man got to come with that too. And you got to splurge that thing on me. Because if you're not splurging, I don't want to hear it. You're not going to see me in all 4s. I'm sorry.
And
not
to take it off of you.
Oh, God. Here we go again. I'm a baby mother, and I got my bag, and I need a man to come in here and now spend on me. Spend on me and my child, make up for the mistakes that I've made, and pay for me. Oh, this story is so old and so frustrating to listen to. I even hate covering it anymore. I just wish women would just stop saying it, because men are not stepping up to rescue you anymore. Please stop it. It's not a flex. It's not attractive to any man. Why would a man find that attractive just because you have a hole? You're overweight. This is the problem with these women. They think that just because they got some juicy titties and a fat ass, that a man is going to spend his life taking care of another man's seed and then not having any authority over that child. I mean, I'm so sick of going over the whole baby mama crap, but ladies, you got to wake up at some point and realize it's a dead story. You telling a man that he has to step up because you have your own and he has to provide for you and your child makes absolutely no freaking sense. None.
If we just put everything that you say and map it onto another individual, because I want to speak in general.
Yeah.
So you don't get so sensitive because what I'm going to say is
I'm not
harsh.
sensitive.
Right? So the reality is all of that is cool, right? But it doesn't answer the question where what is your duty? What does the man get in return? What is your obligations? All of you ladies had no true obligations to the conversation at hand where we're speaking about what is the woman's duties in this country. Everything that y'all said was, you said things that are good, but it's a mutual duty, like procreation, to have a family, to nurture. Those are all, mutual things, all mutual things. I'm talking about what is the woman's duty that the man can't do, that the woman is obligated to do for this country. And the thing is, you want a certain lifestyle from a man. The man has to come fully equipped enough to pay you before you even go out on a date with him. The question again, what does this man get in return? What's your obligation? What's your duty to him? It's nothing. It's an L for any man that accepts that. It's an L for any man that accepts a woman like that. It is an L.
I feel like I polish.
And once again, we ain't got to speak about you directly. I'm trying to take it off
I feel like a woman should polish a man up. Like, make sure his credit's right. Make sure the money that he is getting, he's investing in it. He's not just spending or going to the club and popping bottles and doing this and doing that. Making sure, like, he is thinking logically on an everyday basis. Making sure that he is treating his mother right.
See, this is another issue that we identify with a lot of these women who think that they have the answers to men's problems, when men are the logical freaking thinkers in these cases. She chooses a man who has his shit together. That should be her priority. It seems like a lot of these women are picking deadbeat men and then complaining when she procreates for this man and he don't take care of her. But then thinks that the next man that comes along, what's going to make her attractive to that man, the better man now, the man that's supposed to be better than her, the man that's supposed to be making more money than her, she's going to come in and then teach him how to be better than he was when she met him, even though he's better than her. Make that shit make sense. Make it make sense. That is what she's going to do. She's going to find a man better than her that can take care of her bills, but then what she's going to offer him is to actually help him be better. Oh, God. Yeah. Can't make this shit up, boss. You cannot make this shit up.
And his family,
look,
right?
You see how you just started your response? You started your response that the thing for the man to do, you're still thinking about the duties for a man. This conversation is one man and it's 6 women. Well, it was 6. Now it's only 5, right? I want you to tell me, what are the woman's duties? You went back to speaking about what the man can do or has to do. I want to know, what are you doing? What is the woman doing?
I think all 5 of us can agree that we don't have a clear understanding of what exactly is a woman's duty alone. Please, we've been waiting to our country, not to our men, because and
do both.
Briefly, okay, well then you ask both. You ask to the country, so to the country was vaguely just trying to kind of like, what does the country need from us? Now, exactly. But now when you bring up a man, then I'm sure we all have a response for that. You may not agree with it, may not be the perfect right one. There's no right or wrong answers, but we
what's
definitely.
Your duty? So when we're having this conversation, it's crazy that, you actually have to ask, well, what is a woman's duty to this country? So the truth is God over man, man over woman, woman over children. That's the order of life. That's just how it is. That's how it's ordained. That's the order. Meaning that even if you don't look at it from a religious standpoint, even if you look at it from a secular standpoint. I see where you're going. Well, listen, even if you look at it from a secular standpoint, we don't even have to speak about religion.
No, that's fine.
Men create morality. We create morality, meaning that we create the standard of good and bad if you're secular. We create that standard if you're secular. If you're religious, God creates that standard, right? The reason why men can create that standard if you're secular, if you're extracting God from it is because men are the ones that hold people accountable because we are physically stronger. We have the ability to manipulate the world, and women don't have that same ability to manipulate the world to the same degree that men can, which means that we set the standard of what's good and what's bad because we are physically capable to put consequences on other people, and consequences from a physical aspect. Men hold the monopoly on force, meaning that every right that you have, it was all granted by men, every right. So when we're speaking about what a woman's duty is, even from a secular perspective, is to submit to the man, is to follow his authority, is to listen to the man, is to be subordinate to the man. That's your duty. The other thing you said is a mutual duty to have a baby and procreate, but that's a mutual duty between the man and a woman. The main duty for the woman is listen to male's authority.
All right. He's absolutely right. A woman's role is to be a man's helpmate, support mechanism. Now, he did ask what duty does a woman have for the country? We have to look at every woman as an individual who lives within a society. Collectively, every single woman should act as a mother for the society, a patron, an individual who actually takes care of every single child, takes care of the weak, take care of the elders, the individuals who need help and nurtured, the individuals who need to be nurtured. Her job is to step up at all times. And it happens from an individual basis. It starts in the home. She got to be able to take care of the grandmother, the ones that cannot move. If she don't have living relatives, then she has to volunteer for community events that helps the community. These days, community events and community gatherings, helping others is just no longer a thing because everybody's so self-centered, they no longer communicate. Most people don't even communicate with their next door neighbor, let alone the whole freaking block. There was a reason why there were block parties and community events where people get together. They knew exactly what each other needed and they help each other. That's what women roles were. But nowadays, that's gone. Women just have no responsibility at all anymore. But on an individual basis, once she has a family and a man, her job is to be that man's helpmate. I think women's roles start from the family upwards. Men's role starts from the country downwards. He must always be obligated to protect his country, then his society, his country and his family. Those two things are mutual. And of course, whenever the society, meaning if a natural disaster or something bad happens in the neighborhood, that man has to step up as well, because that is ultimately going to affect his family. These days, most men don't have families, so he don't feel obligated to join the army. He don't feel obligated to freaking come out and help the community. The government's going to take care of that. Somebody else will take care of that. Most men don't have families anymore. Back in the day, men, freaking second there's a war coming, I got to go and defend my country. My family's at stake because he had skin in the game. Today, most men don't have any skin in the game. So what I'm saying is, listen, it's not just women who have no idea. A lot of men, even though they know, they don't feel obligated to help. And this is the problem that we're now dealing with in modern society.
That comes with this. You see how you said how men would give men will give a woman money if they deserve it. Well, a man, you just don't submit to a unsubmittable man, a person that just walks, that can't lead, that can't even hold up to their own words.
I agree, but most women don't even know. Most women don't even know how to point out
the difference.
Who a real leader is. They don't even have the discernment to make good
understand
judgment
the difference.
On that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's I see what you're saying though. I would say, I have two daughters. I wouldn't want my daughter to choose a man that doesn't have any capabilities of leading. So that would just be dumb. But
so that's a whole other argument. I mean, she's arguing about the same thing again, where why would she choose a man who she wouldn't submit to be her man? Well, I can tell you, she knows that she can take advantage of this simp, suck him dry, and then let him go. But if she wanted a long-term relationship, she would then have to find a man who she could submit to. But most women are no longer looking for long-term relationships. Most of them are just looking to see, okay, well, He's there. He's going to serve a purpose, have a few babies, pump out, get child support, government support. I'm good. Divorce him, take half of my stuff, take half of his income. Yeah, I'm good. We're living in crappy times, my friends. It really is crappy time. There's no incentive for men anymore either. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. But this gives you an insight into a sample size of 5 women, just 5 average women out there and these are young women as well. That's the scary part. But that is the mentality, my friends. You just got an inside look. All right, my friends, I'm going to lock it off here. Listen, go over to the No Fugazi podcast site. Support them over there. Subscribe if you haven't. And of course, my friends, subscribe here if you haven't already. Book a session if you ever need any help. And my friends, I will see you tomorrow, okay? So remember, whenever in doubt, always, always ask an older man. See you soon. Cheers.